What's good, y'all? It's your boy Atomic Fly back at it again with another video. Today, first off, we making our first video, a little face-to-face video, a little face action. You feel me? Uh, but more importantly, earlier today, I'm recording this like late, but earlier today, the Ravens have finally, first of all, made a move, did something. Because I've been waiting for something so I could do this. I've had this in my head for a while, but this is where we at, so this is where we're gonna be. Ravens signed Eddie Jackson. Eddie Jackson, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not disappointed, but I feel like we all wanted Justice Simmons. Justice Simmons was just gosh darn Justice Simmons, you know what I'm saying? But to be honest, I didn't think it was really going to happen just because he was too good. He was too good, played a too prominent a role, was definitely going to cost too much. Now, even as late as I'm recording this, I don't got the numbers for Eddie Jackson, but it's just a 1 year deal. I I feel like it's barely above a vet minimum, to be honest. But Eddie Jackson is really solid, and I think he's going to do everything we need him to do. Sarah Ellison, she pretty much summed everything up in one tweet. Um, I watch her podcast a lot. Her and Bobby Baltimore. Anyways, but yeah. Thing about Eddie Jackson, a lot of Bears fans are just like, mm, you can have him, and I think that's because Eddie Jackson's he's not washed. Like this is a Ravens signing. This is what the Ravens do. This is what the Ravens are good at. You get somebody that's like you only really got 2-3 years left in the league, you know. And sometimes you really should have been gone, but we still picked you up for whatever reason. So this is really just Ravens getting back to what the Ravens do. Usually it's a wide receiver, but in this case it's Eddie Jackson. Eddie Jackson used to be crazy. Uh, ain't really made too much noise, to be honest with you. But for what he is good at, he seems to be just purely based off of stats. I've watched no film, no nothing, but he seems to be more inclined to coverage as opposed to, like one of those like downhill, come down and rock your world safeties. Like you don't seem like that type of guy. Probably missed a couple tackles, whatever, but most of his highlights that I'm seeing are coverage highlights, which is perfectly fine. We got 10 other guys that can make that tackle. Um, but if you want to cover it, because if you cover well, the ball not going to end up over there anyway, and they got to get past everybody before they get to the safety. So just a little idiot logic for you right there. Um, I'm not really worried about Eddie Jackson in any way, shape, or form. Our DB room is already crazy as is. If anything, they'll boost him up a little bit. They'll make him look a little better, kind of like they did with Geno Stone. Not that he was trash, but seventh round pick leading the league in picks is kind of crazy. That's a lot of those really just being in the right spot at the right time, playing your position, bad throws, all the rest. But I'm not expecting 7 picks from Eddie Jackson, but I would love to see 2 or 3. You know, we do a lot of 3 safety sets, but Kyle Hamilton being Kyle Hamilton, he played most of his snaps at slot corner. So that's just where he's the craziest. That's where he gets most of his big plays. But he can drop back and all the rest because obviously he's a safety. But he can also go in and mess some stuff up. Cough the Colts game, 4 sacks, definitely at least 3. But yeah, I think Eddie Jackson exactly what we need. Like I wanted Justice Simmons because he's a dog, but we don't necessarily need a dog to be sitting on the bench. You know what I'm saying? Not that Eddie Jackson's gonna be on the bench. He's gonna be out there. He definitely gonna be out there, especially once. I ain't gonna say it like that. Especially because if it happens, it's gonna feel like I wished it on him. But if an injury happens, and it's most likely to happen to the player whose name rhymes with Marcus Williams, catch my drift. Anyways, he can step into that spot, and we got very high quality depth at that point. And even our Darius Washington, if he got to step in for whatever stupid reason, um, I mean, he was borderline about to be not a starter, but a starter until we got Marcus Williams and Kyle Hamilton. Like Darius Washington was playing and he played well. He just gets hurt crazy easy. But at that point, if he's in, then we barely, either we're sitting everybody for a game, like that Steelers game, last game of the year, or we're that messed up. But it's deep into the season, and hopefully somebody's on their way back. So even if he touched the field, I'm cool because he's not trash. He's just not superstar. Like it's really he's probably like pretty good, but you got superstars in front of you, so that's always going to make you look worse than you really are. Just value you less. Same thing I used to try to talk to my brother about. It's like you could be one of the best middle linebackers around, but when you sitting behind Ray Lewis, you could be one of the best safeties out there. When you sitting behind Ed Reed, and it's like you're good, but he's him. So that's really our Darius Washington's position right now. Hopefully he's not too salty. Um, I'm not entirely sure where he would end up after he's done with the Ravens, but I'd like for him to stay on the Ravens. He's pretty solid. He's definitely going to get that PT and what do you call that? Preseason though. I like preseason football. I know a lot of people don't. I know the players don't, but I like preseason football because you get to see your rookies playing. Like that's when you get to see the people that don't play. Like yeah, your starters might get a drive or two, but like I want to see the people that don't. Like show me the depth. Show me how good we are behind the starters. Because with the preseason team going crazy, that means the starters are better than them. But that's just how I look at it. I definitely understand starters hating preseason because that's just another game you can get hurt on. J.K. Dobbins. Yeah, but with Eddie Jackson, to be honest, to me, comes a complete defense. I honestly don't think this team needs anything else. Um, People are going to say edge. People haven't seen edge. I think we're good at edge. Not like as good as we were last year with almost three guys going double digits, but I think we're solid. Like I think we're good enough to get where we need to go, which is the Super Bowl because the last season and how tragically that ended. Um, yeah, and to be honest, I feel like David Ojabo he just needs to have one season. This needs to be his season to not get hurt. And I'm not even expecting double digit sacks. Just give me like four. Give me 4 sacks and we call the season call it a successful season. Because on the bright side, he's super not going nowhere. If we even want to keep him around, bro is not going nowhere. He has no tape out anywhere. Like pure pure prospect. Like nobody knows what he can do outside of us, which is why it hurts so bad when he gets hurt. When that man gets hurt. Anyways, um, I've seen the one article. I forget who did it, but somebody made an article. NFL dropped it. Stephon Gilmore to the Ravens. I don't see why we would ever do that. To be honest, okay from a salary cap off Madden um point of view, yeah, I'd do it because I want all the best players on my team. Like I don't care. Like I'd have Patrick Mahomes sitting behind Lamar Jackson just because Lamar's my quarterback. I don't care. And then I have Nick Chubb behind Derrick Henry, and I have Justin Jefferson. Uh, that man almost said sauce. Garrett Wilson, and who's big? Who else is really like that? Give me Scary Terry. Give me Scary Terry, a little underrated. Yeah, and then the best O line possible. I don't know O line like that. I miss Kevin Zeitler, low key. Speaking of O line, that's the only question mark for me. Wide receivers are set. Might not be as good as they can be. To me, Nelly was a dog last year. He did exactly what he needed to do when he needed to do it. Nelly showed up. He didn't show out, but he showed up. And Rashad, we just want to see on that, man. To be honest, I I don't know, man. There's just so many wide receivers in the world. Like this, I I grew up playing defense, so I could tell you what makes a good linebacker versus a bad linebacker and all the other stuff. Not on the NFL level. I ain't like all that, but I couldn't tell you like the difference between a good wide receiver and a bad wide receiver. I'm like, can you catch the ball? Can you run the same 9 routes? Like, but that's me not knowing anything, and basically, I just feel like I'm like we're really stuck on Shy Bateman, and I know he's like that. Like I saw the stats. I've been looking at everything. Like I know he was one of the most open people all last season. Like wide receivers, league wide. Like he was one of the most open wide receivers. Had the most separation out of everybody. Zay Flowers included. But it's just something about him. But we just gonna see at the end of this season. At the beginning, during this season gonna be the season for everybody to show up. Uh, even going back to Edge, Daffy, love him, man. The pressures are crazy. He's always in somebody's face. Just need you to bring that man to the ground. That's all I need you to do. If he can figure out how to do that, double digit sacks. Beaks, Demon. Michael Pierce, underrated. Kind of a saucy little run stuffer that picked us some pass moves from uh, Dr. Chuck, Dr. Rush. You feel me? And backers are backers, bro. Roquan's just dog. Uh, Trent Simpson, he's crazy fast, but I ain't gonna lie. For those that saw the Wired, that man got cooked like 3 times in that Wired. And I mean, Derrick Henry cooked him on that wheel route. And he was like, oh, and he's had to catch up. Couldn't even catch up. Um, Not a knock on Trenton Simpson though. It's practice. It's practice and it's mini camp. It's not even training camp. Like nobody's taking none of that serious. It's really just learning, and as opposed to like actually like executing. Training camp starts tomorrow. Really, no, not today. It's still like 11, I think. But training camp starts tomorrow, which is going to be today by the time you see this. Um, so then the real work will start. Then we'll really start being able to watch people. Then we'll really start being able to get into what we get into. I have no clue what Nate Wiggins has. I have no clue what TJ Champa has. I have no clue what Pepe Williams has. I want Pepe Williams on the team just because I like his nickname. Like Pepe, like where does that even come from? I forgot. I knew the story. It's something that was not my thing. But come on now. Yeah, the wide receivers are solid. We got really just too many wide receivers. I'm very interested to see what their practice squad looks like. Running backs when we running backs. Keaton Mitchell, absolutely insane. The way he almost matched Justice Hill's numbers off of 8 games, and he barely got any carries. Like 3 of those games, like bro just got up and hit the ground running, like took off. Uh, the injury was tough, man. But he'll be back, and he'll be. I feel like he's just gonna be a demon, Uh, with that speed. My favorite thing about Keaton Mitchell actually has nothing to do with football. It's the way he's just so low, and even his base face is like, and he's just there, like he's just chilling, having a good time. But Keaton Mitchell's a cool dude. I would love to get to know Keaton. I'd love to get to know any of these dudes, but I digress. Um, I feel like Lamar will be Lamar. He's been steadily improving ever since he got in the league. I remember his rookie season. I was saying, I was like, give that man 2 years and he's going to be a demon. And 2 years later, he was a demon. I don't even think it took that long or a year before. When did he come in? I don't know why I'm thinking 2016. No, he came in 2018 and then was running 2019 with the MVP. But either way, he got this MVP with his arm. More so his arm, not just his arm. He's never going to do anything with just his arm. Not that his arm isn't good, but you got legs. You got crazy legs. You got better than Mike Vick legs. So why are we mad at him for using said legs? I got plenty of opinions on the bias against them, but that's not what this video is about. What other position? Obviously, we have the best kicker in NFL history. I like Jordan Styles, the punter. Punting is so underrated, but I've recently been paying attention to it. But punting can really it changes the flow of the game. Like a bad punt, cooked. A good punt, like most punts are good, but like a really good punt, like inside the 5, now you're in a bad situation. You was happy because you made us punt the ball, but now you're like, I gotta get out of that. Pat Ricard is just gonna be a demon. Isaiah Likely, I've been saying it ever since we got him. I seen him his first preseason game. I said, no, that young man is special. That man has something we need to pay attention to. We need to get on that. And but same thing. You got Mark Andrews in front of you, top 5 tight end. You know, in my opinion, top 3. It's Kelsey, Andrews, and Kittle. Put both of them up at the same time because I really you could switch them. To be honest, I like Andrews better, but that's biased because that's my dog. You feel me? George Kittle's really funny, and the Mike Dubs. That's what's getting them there. Not that there's a steep drop off after that. It's just I feel like bro's top 3. And I feel like Isaiah Likely's top 10 because he's crazy. Like he can do everything. Probably just work on his blocking a little bit, but man, got nothing to do with me. Yeah, finally, wide receivers are O-line. No, I talked a little bit about wide receivers, but I just wanted to put it out there. I'm very interested to see what Tez Walker going to do. I don't know anything about him. I ain't seen nothing about him. I just feel like, not that he's going to have a big, crazy role, but I just want to see him on the field. Like, preseason going to tell me everything I need to know about Tez Walker, to be honest with you. And to be perfectly honest with you, after Steve Smith, because I already took, I paid attention to what he was saying off rip, but after what he said about Zay Flowers, and then Zay Flowers being Zay Flowers, that man is the wide receiver Bible as far as I'm concerned. He said give Tez Walker a year up under his belt. He coming after somebody's job, which means a year up under his belt, he's going to be at least wide receiver 3. And now all of a sudden the Ravens got a solid wide receiver core. We got Zay Flowers at 1, hopefully a really productive shot Bateman at 2, and Tez Walker at 3, and then whoever we want at 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, we usually keep 6. So I'm very curious to see what Tez Walker does, but I don't think it's gonna be nothing crazy. I'm just literally just interested. O-line, as far as O-line goes, I'm hearing Voorhees basically got his spot sold up at left guard, but right guard looking a little sketch. Nobody really. That's not how I should say it. Ben Cleveland ain't showing the type of promise that you would hope for from a starting right guard. I'm hoping I'm not getting my guards mixed up, but I'll rock with it for now. If I'm wrong, then I'll be wrong for the whole video. Yeah, but Voorhees really good. That right tackle spot. The only knock on Rodgers, just his play strength and stuff like that, which kind of makes sense. Fresh out of college, most of these other guys been here type stuff. To me, I feel like that puts him in the same boat. Not the same boat as Tez Walker, but that same type of situation. Like if you give him like a year, then he gonna come out and he'll probably be like a dog, like elite. I feel like Tez Walker would be good, but I feel like Roger Rosengarten will be like, okay, we got our tackle, and I don't know if I want him at left tackle because, like I said, I watched Sarah and Bobby on their podcast, and they got his old line coach, and he said he's a Pro Bowl left tackle, but an All Pro right tackle. And I'm like, that's demon to just even have that type of versatility. But I'd rather have an All Pro right tackle than a Pro Bowl left tackle because Pro Bowl doesn't mean anything anymore. And also, we could just draft the left tackle next season, like first round, second round type stuff. Uh, but yeah, Ben Cleveland seems to be the biggest question mark. That right guard spot seems to be the only true question mark. Like right tackle's kind of basically sold up, but uh, yeah, I feel like Roger he'll just figure it out. Like because his body is unique anyway. Like his build is unorthodox for a tackle, so he probably has a little bit unorthodox methods of staying in front of you. So I got faith he'll be all right. Um, Ronnie, I feel like Ronnie will be fine as long as he stays healthy. Uh, let's go, Ronnie Voorhees. I heard he's just looking like he was supposed to, which is honestly really good because he was supposed to be his first, second round pick. So I ain't mad at it. Tyler Linderbaum is Tyler freaking Linderbaum. Love that guy. Uh, question mark. Ben Cleveland, most likely, still a question mark though. It could be that Josh guy starts with a T, maybe a P. Not Josh Bynes, that's a linebacker, I think. But it could be Josh. Who knows? And then right tackle, most likely Rosengarten could be solid. Ain't nobody say nothing about solid. I don't expect it to be solid at all. Like solid's just there. Like we just picked him because we had to, I guess. I don't know. So, I don't know. I do got faith in Joe D though. O-line coach, damn man, he made some dogs. So I'm not worried about our O-line. That's just the only place that's not like we know exactly what's going on there. Especially now that we assigned Eddie Jackson. Yeah, you like how you spin around to the whole point of the video. Yeah, especially now that we've signed Eddie Jackson. There's nothing to really ask questions about. You know, at that point, you just want a superstar, and we don't have superstar money, so we just gonna have to basically see who pans out, who don't, who comes alive, who don't, who breaks out, who don't. Um, Zay Flowers is gonna be so much fun to watch. Caught it. Zay Flowers is gonna be so much fun to watch. Very interested in Bateman. Just curious about Tez Walker. I'm not making any crazy predictions for him. I feel like Nelly's just solid. Nelly's just so solid. And also, I was really confused as to why everybody's like, we need a big wide receiver that's going to jump for the ball. And almost all last season, they was talking about how Nelly was just jumping like bunnies, but he never threw him any jump balls. I'm like, dog. And Nelly's like 6 foot, which is apparently tall because Tez Walker's only 6'1", like 6'1" and 3/4. And they're like, we finally got a big wide receiver that can jump with the ball. I mean, he's just tall and fast. He's more of that type of guy. Like he's not like jumping up making those crazy catches, you know. But yeah. So with that, this has been our first face-to-face video, and I hope to see y'all stick around soon. Hope y'all like the new intro, outro. Madden should be coming out soon. I forget the actual day. So if you're here for the video games, that'll resume soon. I got the college football game, and it's a lot of fun. I like it, and honestly, I'd play that for this channel too. But I don't even know what I'd do. Like probably all time Ravens or something. I definitely want to make a Miami theme team strictly because of Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and Sean Taylor, and Miami got some other dogs too. But what we about. You know what we about. But yeah. So I might make some videos about training camp, see what comes out, see what doesn't. I'm not necessarily a fan of making content out of nothing. So like, like the little notes that people take or the people who do this for a living, they all each and every one of them dropped a video either today or yesterday about how Derrick Henry eats and the way he gets ready for the off season and all the other stuff. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all. I like to make videos about things that I deem important, such as new signings and cuts and uh, injuries in games and stuff like that. So I'm gonna keep it to that. And then when Madden pick up, I might make a college football video just as an excuse to play more of that. But yeah, that was a long outro. So, catch you on the flip. Peace.